Good morning and welcome to Better Thyself segment of Dr. Lamba's Awakening Call. We always say that our life is tough and we are never happy with the life that we lead. Are you? Some people are. I'm pretty happy despite all the pains and the miseries. But if you can change your mindset, you can change your life. And if you can change your life, your perspective, then all the troubles and the travails lose all their meaning. And you would find it's amazing how a small shift in your attitudes can bring about a huge change in your life's experience. A small shift in your perspective can bring you out of the turbulent ocean into the sea of calmness, peace, tranquility. May not be absolutely idyllic and heavenly, but it would be a great change. And if you have seen that the pandemic has taught us how possible it is to shed mindset and habits. People often come to me and say, it's difficult to change our habits. We are established, what we have learned in the childhood, what we have been doing. I've always been doing that. But this pandemic taught you that the things that you thought impossible have been made possible in the last 2 years. Habits of a lifetime have been broken, and the new one's form, the new normal, has no resemblance to the old normal. Could you ever have imagined that all the people working from homes and not going to the office, all these international business travels changed into Zoom meetings and meetups and things like that? No? All the classrooms shuttered down and the students sitting at home. And not only studying, but also appearing examining examinations, right from the sanctity, the safety of their homes. And if a virus can help change your mindset, still you think it's not easy, it's not going to be easy for you to examine and let go of your mindset, your own set of thinking and habits, and redesign your habits, redesign your thoughts, your pattern of thinking, so that you can lead a better life by being a better person. As a matter of fact, we never realize it, but our mindsets are far more important than we ever imagined. Your mindsets predetermine whether you are successful, whether you are unsuccessful, whether you are unhappy or you are unhappy, how you respond to the challenges and the tricky situations, whether you are a dissatisfied Socrates or you are a satisfied pig. And even if you are likely to fall victim to depression and negative emotions, you're never sure that it's your perspective that makes you so. There is nothing right or wrong, but thinking makes it so. We repeat this saying hundreds of times and never act on that. Because we think thinking is there, which is an inherent part of us. No, it's not. It's a discipline of mind. It's your thought patterns that make you what you are and how you perceive things. You remember the story of Buddha. He was going on begging alms for food and somebody started abusing him. He smiled, thanked him and left. His disciple Ananda asked him, why did you not get angry at the man when he was abusing you, ridiculing you, without reason and without any offense. No, that there can be two attitudes. Normal attitude would be say, "How dare you abuse me?" You don't want to give alms, don't give it, but you have no right to abuse me. The other can be quietly go back. And the third was Buddha smiling and going back. So to the query, to the question of Anand, he said, look here, if you go and give somebody some offering, and he refuses to accept it, what would happen? Another said, well, it will remain with me. So he said, that's what I have done. He was abusing me, I did not accept the abuses, so abuses remain with him. Now that is a healthy mindset. That is something which makes you stand apart from the common run of life, from the rat race. It's a mindset. And that impacts your well-being. And that well-being is both moral, physical, and mental. I wish people had the perspective and understanding, not of the event, but after the event. Well, everybody is wise after the event. But it's a question of viewing the event, how you want to do it. How much time and heartburn is wasted trying to fight exotic battles over issues that should be ignored. Just forget them. But no, we rake them up. We make mountains of the molehills. And in the ultimate reckoning, the only thing that matters is keeping your own passion and drive going. The opinion that matters most is your opinion. So if you can insulate yourself from the opinion of others, that's the easiest way to change your mindset. And then the other things come on. A very close friend confided that it was the years of chaotic marriage, that he and she realized that the fault lay with them, not with the spouse. What happens is when you marry, you have predetermined expectations what a marriage and a spouse would be. So you walk into a marriage, into a new setup with preconceived notions, with mindset. So if you manage to shift your mindset and bring it in tune with your partner, with your spouse, things will be much better. 90% of the conflicts are because we do not alter our mindset. We are so rigid. And this is true not only of marriage, but of all relationships. Whether it's a business relationship, whether it's an office relationship, whether it's a social relationship, whether it's a teacher-taught relationship, whether it's a friendly relationship. If your mindsets are rigid, then you would feel unhappy. It will not matter to the others, let me tell you. Your mindsets are important to you, not to others. And don't forget, patriotism is neither what you dream to be, nor what you walk into. Everybody wants to be perfect. But even that's not perfection. There's always be something lacking. When somebody says that I'm perfect, I'm amazed. I'm not. I can still grow. And that's why when somebody asked a famous artist, which is your best piece of work, it was Whistler. He said, it is yet to be painted. So, perfection would never be there. What you have got to do is to walk into the perfection of life in whatever field you are, with patience, intention, engineering, or rather re-engineering and hard work. And all that will create parameters for your mindset. The perfection is not merely the domain of the fairy tales and happily ever after endings. No. It is an outcome of what you can carve out of the best for yourself from what is given to you. You can be 100% sure nothing is going to be handed to you on a platter. You have to work hard for that. And once something is given to you, even if it's the result of your hard work, it may not be enough. So you have got to carve out of the material that is you, the best for you. And there your mindset comes into power. If you start cribbing at what you have got, you are wasting your time. If you exult over that you have got access, you are wasting your time. Take the things with equanimity, and you would find that you will be better. Once you understand that is your inner game that has always been thought to be the outer game, as a matter of fact, the inner game drives your outer game. And we forget that this driver is most of the time missing. We look at the drivers in our computer, but the drivers in our life we ignore. And that is something problematic. So we have got to see what our driver is, and that's our inner game, that's our mindset. And if our driver is missing, our mindset is rigid, it has not been updated, then it's a problem. So once you understand this point, you will get clear what needs changing. Whether you are confident and self-reliant or a victim and dependent will always be dictated by your beliefs. It's your belief, it's your mindset which determines whether you are confident and self-reliant or you develop that complex of being a victim all the time. Well, I did not do well in the examination, the teacher didn't like me. I could not study because my parents did not do it. And the victim is, complex is, as a matter of fact, patronized by the authorities that be. You commit a murder or you commit a theft. Well, this person had a bad childhood and therefore he has committed this kind of bullshit. It's the mindset that was important. There are people who had bad childhood and they rose. Abe Lincoln could become the president of USA, having been born in a log cabin. So, you have to decide what's the mindset first. It's your inner beliefs. It's your prejudices. It is your assumptions. And that determines your authenticity. You have prejudice, you have prejudice. Fine. Your assumptions, that is a big problem. And your inner beliefs. Over time, what happens, these things get internalized and shape your mindset. And that defines the character and trajectory of your life. So, if you can control the mindset, which can do easily, and that can ensure happy, contented, good life. To begin with, now what you do, identify and understand the set of beliefs and the set of prejudices that end up torturing you and others. So make a list of your prejudices that trouble you and trouble your friends, your social circle, your colleagues, your bosses, your spouses, your children, your parents, whatever. So identify those beliefs and prejudices. Now, all the mindset need not be changed, you can be sure. Some are good. It is what holds you back from the path of happiness and growth that needs to be changed. So once you have identified them, evaluate them, assess them. It's a SWOT analysis. It's like upgrading your drive. So the drivers are coming up, the latest ones are coming up, they are being updated. And for example, are you full of self-doubt? Do you keep setting yourself for failure? Do you keep repeating self-defeating patterns in relationships? Do you need to stay dejected, sad, morose, and depressed? So, once you identify your defeatist mindset, then you start examining how and why this has happened. How come you allowed this belief to take place in your mind? They have trespassed into your mind. And what you need is to throw them out. These trespassers should not be allowed to inhabit your mind. And once you can do that, then you can start breaking these one by one step another, and that can be done with the tools at your disposal. Now, what are the tools at your disposal? First is your intelligence. Third is your understanding. And the most important is your determination to succeed. If you have determination to succeed, then 90% of the problem is solved. And most important, be authentic. Somebody told me that I'm proud, I'm egoistic. I said, yes, I'm proud. I'm egoistic. Why should I not be? A beautiful girl will be proud of her beauty. A wealthy man is proud of his wealth. I have innovative mind. I have futuristic mindset. I have a helicopter point of view. My peripheral vision is almost 270 plus. So why should I not be proud of? Because I'm different from millions of the people. When CNN described me as 1 in million, I said, fine, but that's not an. Why should I not be 1 in billion? So do not be a satisfied pig. Be a dissatisfied Socrates. For that, what's most important is never have a goal which is eternal. Have a goal, but keep shifting the goalpost. Because once you reach near the goal and you think it's the end, then the progress comes to an end. So keep shifting. You have reached the goal, shift it a mile ahead. So try and develop a mindset that's focused on learning and growing. It's an unending progress. What happens is most of the people, when they are crossing the middle age, they stop growing. They only grow around the middle, their bellies and the buttocks. That's it. So stop growing in those areas. Grow vertically, grow your mentally, grow your mind. And don't focus on the obstacles. Take them as it is. Let me tell you, nettle, I learned it when I was a 6th class student. My teacher asked me, that, okay, hold this nettle. No, I was afraid, very afraid. It was prickly, So I was touching it with my fingers and my fingers got pricked. She said, okay, put it in your palm and crush it immediately with your fingers. And I did it. And not a single nettle pricked my skin. So that's why then she told me, that's why the proverb is there to catch a nettle. So if you do it immediately, you won't feel the pain. So obstacles are to be taken immediately. Cut the Gordian knot like the Alexander did. Somebody told him that if you can untie this knot, you'll conquer the world, and nobody can untie this knot. What he did, he took out a sword and cut the rope. He said, here it's untied. So you do that. Don't focus on the obstacles. Go and have a plan of action and go ahead with that. Then again, try and look at each situation from multiple perspectives before reacting to it. Your perspective should be, in fact, a combination of the multiple perspectives. You should be able to see it from your point of view, from others' point of view. This will help you develop a non-judgmental and understanding mindset. And that's extremely important. Of course, changing your mindset is not an easy job. I've talked about it. But once you're aware of this need, once you know that's to be done, that's the beginning. Start understanding that mere change of perspective brings you, oodles of pleasure and peace and calmness. And a slight shift in your mind attitude would create a magic. Magic at home, magic at work, magic in your social setup. And you'll quickly start learning new patterns by unlearning old ones. The process of unlearning and learning goes together. And that is shifting your mindset. So shift your mindset, and change your life for the better. That's what you need. Thank you.